annals of 19th-century crime, few cases are as intriguing and perplexing as the Thames Torso Murders. Occurring against the backdrop of Victorian London, a time of great social upheaval and transformation, these gruesome killings captivated the public imagination and baffled law enforcement officials for years. This is the story of those murders, a tale of darkness and depravity lurking beneath the veneer of civilization, a mystery that remains unsolved to this day. It was a foggy morning in September 1887 when a group of workers stumbled upon a ghastly sight along the banks of the River Thames. Amongst the debris and refuse washed ashore by the murky waters lay the dismembered remains of a woman's torso. Shocked and horrified, the workers immediately alerted the authorities, setting off a chain of events that would grip the city in fear and fascination. As news of the gruesome discovery spread, Scotland Yard dispatched its finest detectives to unravel the mystery of the Thames Torso Murders. Inspector Frederick Abberline, known for his sharp wit and dogged determination, was assigned to lead the investigation. With little to go on but the severed torso, Abberline and his team combed the riverbanks for clues, interviewing witnesses and scouring the area for any sign of the killer. As the investigation progressed, a chilling pattern began to emerge. Over the course of several months, more dismembered bodies were discovered along the banks of the Thames, each bearing the hallmarks of a meticulous and methodical killer. The victims, mostly women of ill repute, had been brutally slain and mutilated before being dumped in the river like discarded refuse. Despite the efforts of Abberline and his team, the identity of the perpetrator remained elusive. As fear swept through the streets of London, the public demanded answers and action from the authorities. Sensationalized accounts of the murders filled the pages of the city's newspapers, fueling speculation and paranoia. Women feared for their safety, while men whispered darkly of the killer's motives and methods. In the face of mounting pressure, Abberline redoubled his efforts to bring the perpetrator to justice. Despite their best efforts, the detectives encountered numerous false leads and dead ends in their search for the Thames Torso killer. Suspects were questioned and investigated, only to be cleared of any involvement in the crimes. Red herrings abounded, leading the investigation down countless blind alleys and dead-end streets. With each passing day, the elusive killer seemed to slip further from their grasp. As the murders continued unabated, speculation grew that the Thames Torso killer might be one and the same as the infamous Whitechapel murderer, better known as Jack the Ripper. Both killers targeted vulnerable women in the dark alleys and back streets of London. Both mutilated their victims with a savage brutality that shocked the public conscience. Could it be that the two cases were linked, part of a larger pattern of violence and depravity? In April 1889, the body of a young woman was discovered on the banks of the Thames, her remains mutilated beyond recognition. Unlike the previous victims, however, this woman was not of the lower classes but a well-to-do society lady, the daughter of a prominent politician. The discovery sent shockwaves through London's high society, sparking fears that no one was safe from the killer's grasp. As the years passed and the murders remained unsolved, public interest in the case waned, and the Thames Torso killer faded into obscurity. Inspector Abberline retired from the force, his once promising career overshadowed by the failure to capture the elusive killer. The case file gathered dust in the archives of Scotland Yard, a grim reminder of a mystery that would never be solved.